Hello everyone and welcome to the Redmen TV. It's Steve here with the honour of doing the player rating show after Liverpool beat Brentford 3-0 at Anfield on Sunday afternoon. Much better mood than we were all feeling on Thursday afternoon, Thursday evening after the 0-0 draw against Arsenal, a 10-man Arsenal of course. Liverpool respond in the right manner, make changes to the team, and pretty much everything that Jurgen did worked out for him well in the end as the Reds come out with 3 very valuable points, taking them up to second place in the league above Chelsea. Right then, we're going to start rating all these lovely, wonderful fellas behind me. But before we do that, I want you guys to help me out with a man of the match vote. So what we're going to do, I'm going to ask you guys who Liverpool's best player was. You're going to vote for that. And at the end of the show, we'll see if your votes tally up with the person who I thought was Liverpool's man of the match. So to get your votes in, all you need to do in the live chat is an exclamation mark, the word vote in capital letters, a space, and then the player's number, which correlates to the player's number on this list over here. So, for example, if you thought Alisson was Liverpool's man of the match in the game, you do exclamation mark, vote, space, 1, hit return, and your vote will be counted automatically. And at the end of the show, like I say, this lovely list of fellas over here, we'll decide which one of those you guys voted as your man of the match. So if you guys want to start doing that now, then please do so. I am in the live chat as we speak, looking for your help as well. So if you guys want to get involved and help me out in terms of which of these guys, which numbers for every one of these guys you want to get your say as well, then please do so. I didn't word that very well at all, did I? Let me start that again. I am going to go through and give every one of these a rating out of 10, and I want you guys to help me out. So, for example, when I start talking about Alisson Becker, if you just type in Alisson 6, Alisson 7, whatever rating you want, I'll read some of those out as well. You don't have to write vote, no explanation marks, nothing. Just me, that's going to be helping me make my votes on it. But yeah, like I say, guys, do feel free to get your vote in for the man of the match as well. Keep doing that throughout the show. But we're going to start then with our numbers. And let's start with Alisson Becker. If I'm honest, didn't have a lot to do, did he? Really, Brentford didn't really trouble him. He has a late save to make from even Tony. He has the ball at his feet a couple of times. But all in all, Liverpool's defence protected Alisson very, very well. Didn't really have a lot to do. The most we saw of Ali was when he had the ball at his feet, either with Brentford pressing him or Brentford not pressing him. So I think it's hard to give him a rating, really. But let's say, did nothing wrong, did nothing spectacular, didn't have to come and score a header like we've seen him have to do in the past. So I think it's a... Yeah, I've got a comment here, actually, from Martin Roberts. 7 for Alisson, he did everything he needed to do. Adam gives him a 7 as well. So does Ty Marshall. So does Slavin. Dickie says 7.79. Yeah, I got told off for doing those points, didn't I, by the old people in the chat last time. HG says 7 for Alisson as well. 7 for the last save, says Sam. Yeah, I'm going to give him a 7. I think a lot of you guys are saying that, and I think I tend to agree. Didn't have to be spectacular, because the lads in front did a job for him. But what he did have to do, he did well enough. So I think 7 is fair enough. Yeah, Neverman is here, one of our members. Same thing, says 7 as well. Andy Robertson then at left back. Let's get Robbo some love, I think, because he had a good game marauding down that left-hand side. Again, didn't have a ton of defending to do. He was mainly in an offensive area. Some decent balls in at times. Looked pretty strong, looked fit, which is nice to see, obviously. Let me know how you guys thought Robertson played. Morgan says 9 for Robbo. Yeah, we've got 8.5 from Youssef. Adam gives him an 8. HC gives him an 8.5. Siam gives him a 7.5. Nut gives him an 8. Ty gives him an 8. A great assist and a clean sheet, says Danny. He can have an 8. Harmo, 8 as well. Graham, 8.5. 7.5. Dickie's 8.65. 6.5, 7's. Got loads and loads of numbers coming in. I think Robbo, for me, yeah, I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he had a very good game. He was back to being pretty much the Andy Robertson that we know and love. I mean, the ball for Chamberlain's goal is an absolute peach. It's a worldy cross. That's Andy Robertson, the Andy Robertson that we know and love. 8 seems about right. He could have even been higher. I think he had a very, very good game. We've got one here from Demolition Rob. Robbo 7.5. He clearly had his iron brew today. Yeah, whatever Robbo had in between Thursday and tonight certainly made a difference. Much better performance from him, and in fact from most of the team as well. Virgil van Dijk, the big fella at the back, comfortable, didn't have a lot to do, nearly scores a goal as well, if not for a very good save by Fernandes, I think it was in the Brentford goal. Let me know what you guys think of Virgil, and again, lots of 8s are coming in straight away. Everyone's tapping those 8s and those 7s. So Bonjo Game says 8, we've got Bibba says 8, Noah 8, Morgan gives him a 7, Harry, I think that is it Harry Crick? It says 7 as well. We've got Omar 7, we've got loads and loads and loads of votes. Yusuf gives him an 8 there, I've seen a few more. Loads of 7s, loads of 8s coming in. I think 8, I think he was very, very good. So 8 for Virgil as well. Neverman there says 7 again. Nothing amazing, just solid. I think I'm over-voting perhaps on you, mate. Maybe you're a bit harsh, maybe I'm a bit too generous. It's all gravy, it's fine. Joel Matip, I thought was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant again. He is so good. I mention it every single time. I think I'm becoming a Joel Matip fanboy. I think I might be a little bit too old to have a favourite player, perhaps. I'm not sure, but if I did have a favourite player, it might be Joel Matip. I love him. I think he's amazing. Let's have a look. Matip gets an 8. He should have scored. He came very, very close to one of those runs. He is going to score one day, and we're going to go mental. Maybe it's in the Champions League. Maybe it's in a big Champions League game. Maybe it's in the League Cup semi-final on Thursday. He is going to score off the end of one of those dribbles at some point. Let's have a look. HC 9. Nua gives him a 9. Bibesh 8. Siam gives him a 9 for the big giraffe. Yesiah gives him a 9. Danny 8.5. D21 Football gives him a 9. He's man of the match for me, says SG, gives him an 8. Loads of 9s, loads of 8s, loads of 9s. I thought he was brilliant. I am going to give him a 9 as well. 9 for Joel Matip. As another pen runs out on me. What is going on with these pens? Maybe it's my fault. Maybe I can't write. But Joel gets a 9 for me. Trent Alexander-Arnold. Much better. I thought Thursday night was one of the worst performances I'd seen from Trent in quite a while. And again, he was coming off the back of a layoff, and he had COVID and all that kind of stuff. And listen, he's a human being. He's allowed to play bad games every now and then. It's not the end of the world. But he wasn't great. I thought he was much better today. I thought his corner kicks, the same as Andy Robertson, were much improved for the most part, which is a massive help, obviously. Obviously, that's when we're going to score goals. It's one way of doing it. Obviously, Fabinho is the beneficiary of a corner goal today. Van Dijk nearly was as well. So let's have a little look for Trent. Let me see what we've got. We've got Ty gives him an 8. Neverman gives him a 6.5. Okay. Kalish gives him an 8. Danny 7. David 8.5. We've got loads of 6s, 8s, 8s. 8.5. If he was a bit less sloppy, then he could have been a 9.5, says Amar. We got 6s, 8s, 5s. Even though he got an assist, he was extremely sloppy, and some of his crosses didn't get past the first man. Okay, RBTZ. I'm going to give him a 5. I think that's harsh. Trent, great assist, clean sheet, 8, says Sir Scotty. I tend to agree. I think he was equally as good as Robertson, if I'm honest. So I give 1 to 1, then I'm going to have to give 1 to the other, I think. So he too can have an 8. Oh, I can't even stick that to the board. Right then, Fab. Let's move over for Fab. I have to bring my iPad with me on, I just realised. Who's going to step up in AFCON when we need a goal scorer? Is it going to be anyone? Who could it be? One of our forwards? No, Fab. Fab with 3 goals in a week. I think he's only scored 4 before that in this whole Liverpool career, and then he goes and gets 3 in a week, 2 against Shrewsbury, and then the opener today, a very important goal that Liverpool needed. Defensively, I thought he was brilliant. He obviously gets his goal, which helps as well. Let's have a look at some of your votes for Fab. Armour 9, because Fab was Fab. Fabinho 9, a unit who scores, says Faye. We've got 9s, we've got 10s, 9.5s, everything in and around that range as well. The best defensive goal-scoring midfielder in the world, says Danny. That's a mouthful, isn't it? 9.5, says Yusuf as well, 8.5. I think I'm going to go. I think he might be a 10. Because I don't think he did anything wrong. I'm going to give him a 10 with my running out pen. There you go, that's another rhyme for you. 10 with my running out pen for Fabinho. For he's absolutely brilliant. He is the best defensive midfielder in the world. I'm confident saying that. At least he's definitely in that mix. I think he is number 1. I wouldn't swap him for anyone in that role. I thought he was brilliant once again, keeping the back door shut. And listen, if he can pop up with 5 goals a season or whatever he can get, it's an added bonus. We know in his locker. He's got that 30-yard rifle. You know, he's done that a couple of times. The Man City goal comes to mind. The Crystal Palace goal comes to mind. But listen, if he's in and around the box, off set pieces, and can just get on the end of stuff like we've seen in recent weeks, absolute bonus for us. We know he can take a penalty as well. He showed that against Shrewsbury. So I think he's in a good moment at the moment. Is Fab, as Jürgen would say, he's in a good moment. He's playing well. Long may that continue, because when Fab plays well, Liverpool tend to play well. I'll go to Curtis Jones next then. I put on Twitter before Curtis Jones, and I just wrote the word baller, and I had some people agree with me and some people saying they thought he was sloppy and a little bit wasteful. So I'm guessing the opinion and the is a bit divided on Curtis's performance there. I'm thinking more positive. Let's have a little look what you guys have wrote about Jones. Jones improved as the game went on. 7 says Faye. We've got, let's see what we've got. 8 says Ryan. 8 says David. We've got Adam with an 8.5. Nut says 8, 8.5. It's flying in, got 7s. 9 for Jones. He was my man of the match because he was a constant threat, says Danny. Get your vote in for your man of the match then, Danny. Get your vote in for Curtis as well if you haven't already. Loads of 8s, loads of 7s. Jones was my man of the match, the only player who wants to get at the defence, says Morgan. Let's see, we've got 7s, we've got 8, got loads and loads of votes there, guys. Sean, 7 as well there. Curtis deserves an 8 as well. 9 from Martin. I'm going to split the difference. No, I'm not. I'm going to give him a 9. A 9 for Curtis Jones. I thought he was absolutely brilliant. I might have to swap pens again here. Fair time. I am putting the lid on it, but it's not working for some reason. There you go. I'll have to go orange for the rest of the lads. And the lid is on it. I don't know why it's drying out, but it is. Maybe it's these lights. I don't know. Anyway, Jordan Henderson. Much improved by Jordan Henderson. He's been much maligned in the week. Some of it was justified. Some of it's a bit unfair. Some of the criticism this fella gets is absolutely bonkers. It's absolutely mental. He had a bad couple of games, I agree. It wasn't great against Chelsea. Wasn't particularly good against Arsenal either. I thought he was much better there. I thought he dictated the play. He kept the tempo up. He was driving. He was good in terms of winning the ball back as well. A much better game from Jordan Henderson. Excuse me. Faye agrees. She says Henderson 8. He's done a lot better. We've got 7s from David. We've got an 8 there from Mohit. 8 from Bibesh as well. Amar gives him a 7. Peter says Hendo broke up the play and stopped them from getting out. He was an 8 for me. Hendo 9, back to his best, ran the midfielder, says Slavin. Liam Henderson 8, he linked up well with Trent and Ox. Yeah, loads of good results of Henderson. I think he was very, very good. 8.5, says Martin. Yeah, I'm gonna give him an 8 with my orange pen. Thought he was good, really, really good. So yeah, Jordan gets an 8 from me. Nice to see the captain playing well. Let's just move myself across here so we can see these lot. Let's start with Jota then. Probably should score, I think. The one when it bounces to him. He's unlucky with the one where he hits the post. The one where he goes through on the goalie, I think I'd expect him to score that. I think he'd expect to score that as well. Slavin says Hendo was better than Jones. Fair enough. Listen to all opinions. I don't think it's close. I don't think it's massively different. I'm just what I thought. I thought Jones was a little bit better, but yeah, I'm probably splitting hairs there. Maybe I was a bit harsh, but here we go. Let's see what we've got then for Jota. 6s, 7s, 7.5s. Misplaced a few passes, not on too major, says Robbie, who gives him a 6. 8, says Amar. I think that's probably a bit too high for me. 7, I prefer him in the middle and on the left, says Peter. Yeah, I think I maybe can't agree with that. Jota 7, says Lee. 7, lots of 7s coming in 8s as well. 7.5s there. I think, I'm going to go for a 7. I thought he was pretty good, but I think he needs to score one. I think he needs to score that one-on-one chance. It wasn't bad. 7's a good mark, by the way. Sometimes people think I'm being disparaging with a 7. 7's a good mark. He had a decent game. Bobby Firmino, I think at times he drifted in and out the game, but at times then we also saw the best of Bobby as well. I thought, obviously, for the Taki Minamino goal, he's so clever. The way he lays that trap, he kind of hides almost behind the centre mid, steals in front of him. Nice little 1-2, nice little calm, composed. I thought that was the best of Bobby. That's when you see the best of him. I don't think he had an amazing game. I don't think he was absolutely poor. He's more in this 7-8 range, I think. For me, that's where my head space is at right now. Let's have a look what you guys get as well. One of you, Jorg, has gone for a 9. Slavin gives an 8. Bobby gets an 8. That assist was very clever. He did do really well. His link-up play was incredible and he kept the ball flowing and he was so unselfish for Tahi's goal. Bobby gets an 8.5 from me. Nook gives him a 10. You've got loads of 8s, loads of 7s, 9s. So everyone's in that ballpark range, aren't they, of the 8s, 9s and stuff. I think I will say... I'm struggling. I don't know, actually. I haven't quite made my mind up. I think let's give Bobby an 8. I thought he was good, very good. Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain, I feel so sorry for him in a way because if anything sums up Ox's career, it's scoring a big goal and then it's going off injured shortly after it. I think Jürgen referenced after the game he rolled his ankle and the hoping it's not too serious, but time will tell him that it didn't look great, did it? It's one of those that when you see it and he goes down on a penalty, you're like, ah. And he looked in quite considerable pain and I thought he played well. Again, I said on the Team News show, poor Ox is the one who almost ends up getting dragged around from pillar to post. Oh, someone's injured. Ox, right wing. Ox, you're up front. Ox, you're centre mid. You're on the left side of the midfield today. Now you're on the right. And he doesn't really get a chance to get a run of games. But he isn't the right winger, and we know that. But I thought he'd done an admirable job of it. It's just such a shame about the injury. His head is really good. He has some moments where he gives the ball away too cheaply. We have some moments where he drives on with the football, which is definitely what we need as well. He was much better in the second half when they opened up, says Family C, gives him an 8.5. Dicky, 8.78. We've got, let's see who we've got here. Josiah says 7.5. Ox, 7.5, says Neverman. 8 from Zenith, 7 from Bibesh. 8.5. He made some mistakes, but he was genuinely everywhere, and his goal as well, says Natalia. Yeah, I think he was pretty good. I think he's better than a 7. He gets a goal, which obviously helps as well. I'm going to give Ox an 8. There was times when he was good, times when he was bad, and times when he was indifferent. But he takes a very good goal, very well taken goal, big goal for Liverpool that we definitely needed that time because we're on top, but we need to just double down and make sure we win that game, and that's what he did. So I'm going to give Chamberlain an 8. Loads of 7s still flying in for Ox. 8 from Nathan. Yeah, Nathan, me and you were on the same page, my mate. Then I got a bit of stick in midweek, and I'll hold my hands up fair enough. I'm happy. I'm a big boy. I can take it. Apparently, I underrated Taki Minamino in the Arsenal game. I was to be harsh on him, according to some. Fair enough. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. Feel free to slag me off if you think my ratings are wrong. It was a cameo from Taki, really, wasn't it? But it was a very, very good cameo. He gets his goal. He has some nice little moments. He should have an assist as well when he throws Kaide Gordon through. Probably should score that again. He's a kid. We'll let him off. But that's the Taki Minamino that you want to see. And again, maybe it's one of those things. Maybe he's a better sub than he is a starter. Maybe that's it. And maybe some people are like that, and that's fair enough. I sometimes think Divock Origi can be in that mix as well a bit. Looks better coming off the bench than he does into a game where he's kind of figuring out what's going on and what's needed rather than starting. But I thought Taki was excellent when he came on. And I think, again, he gets his goal, should have an assist. Let's have a see what you guys think as well then. 8.5 from Jorg, 10 from Finn. We've got 8 from Dicky, 10 from Josiah, 7.5 from Genevieve. We've got 8. We've got, give him a 10, says Divine again. Let me have a little think then. Pharaoh gives him a 10 for Taki Lad on his birthday as well. Yeah, so first of all, I'll give him a little birthday cake. He can have a birthday cake. So I'll draw him a little birthday cake while I'm waiting to figure out what rating I'm going to give him. There we go, Taki, have a little birthday cake. If he likes cake, I don't even know. In terms of rating, I'm going to give him a 9. That's about as good as a cameo performance on the bench as you want to get from someone, really, isn't it? Goal, should have an assist, put himself about as well. So Taki gets a 9 and a little birthday cake as well. Happy birthday, Taki. Gets a much better rating than I gave him the other day, that's for sure. So hopefully you Taki lovers agree with me there and don't think I'm too harsh again. Feel free not to tweet me if you want to be abusive. James Milner comes on, job's done. That's what James Milner, that's the ideal James Milner situation. Come on, James, use your experience, see the games out. Absolutely fine again. I think I saw a stat, I think it was Richard Jolly, who says James Milner now has played games at the age of 16 and 36 in the Premier League. Just shows to show what an Iron Man he is. And I said on our watch, on the disrespect to James Milner last week or so has been very, very, very disrespectful. He is not some bum. He is not like some jag washed up footballer. He had a bad game and he's clearly coming towards the end of his career. We understand that, but he isn't some absolute clown fella. Like that, I thought it was harsh to some of the comments in midweek. I thought it was a very good cameo performance. Let's have a look. Loads of 7s for you guys in there. So Stephen gives him a 7. We've got 7 from York. We've got 7 from Zenith. Mark, I've seen you trying to vote for your man of the match. You've done it wrong. What you need to do is exclamation mark, vote, VOTE, a space, and then the number of the player on the left-hand side. That's how you vote for your man of the matches. Just to let you know that, mate, you've done it wrong there. So exclamation mark, vote, space, and the number on the left-hand side. That is how you vote for your man of the match. Millie was solid, gets a 7. SG says 7.5. Angie gives him a 7 as well. I'm going to go along with that one and give him a 7. And then Kaide Gordon, he had his chance, didn't he? He got the chance. He got laid through one-on-one. He just quite couldn't work it out for him. He couldn't quite beat the goalkeeper there. I actually thought their goalie had a relatively good game, other than the time when he flapped at his cross and didn't look amazing when the ball was in the air. But his shot stopping was pretty good as well. If not for him, actually, Liverpool could have won 5 or 6. I think we had plenty of shots on target. We had plenty of shots in general. And the last one, obviously, from Kaide Gordon. Nice to see him get on. I thought it was a good decision to bring him on. Let me have a little look at what you guys think of your Kaide Gordon's votes. Then 5 from Harry, 7 from Dickie, 7.5. I'm gutted he didn't score on his debut, says Slavin. 8 from Nathan, 7 from Graham. Yeah, he almost got his moment of the match. It would have been so good if he could have got that goal. He's clearly got a big future ahead of him. 7.5, this kid's got huge potential, said Danny. Yeah, I agree. I'm going to give him a 7. I thought he was fine, pretty good. It would have been such a good moment had he been able to get that goal, but unfortunately, he wasn't. Right, then a few more of your comments there. Again, so yeah, Gordon 6, we got loads, we got a 10. Gordon 8, looked good on a 17, what a run to nearly score. Yeah, I tend to agree. He was good. He was very, very good. I'm like to see it. Right then, so my votes from what I've done, I forgot what I've done, let me see. So my highest vote went to Fabinho. I also have Matip and Jones as 9s as well, so they're in the mix for my man of the match. So my man of the match vote ended up going to Fabinho. Let's have a little look now at what you guys voted. Joe, who did the guys vote as their man of the match? Yeah, we are on the same page. Man of the match. How many votes, Joe? Sorry, Joe? 41% of you agreed with me that Liverpool's man of the match was Fabinho. Yeah, again, he got my highest rating and he got your highest rating as well. I think it's very much deserved, isn't it? It was nice to see Liverpool get back on track with a comfortable win at home, just what the doctor ordered, going into a big game on Thursday and everything else that is to come. Liverpool just needed to get through this one, because if they didn't win this one, or it was nervy, and then the mood starts dipping and dipping and dipping, that's not what you need. A thoroughly professional performance against a team who caused us problems the first time we faced them, and we had a better team out then as well. A bit of a mix and match team for Liverpool with AFCON and injuries and stuff, and they were very, very, very good, and they didn't really give Brentford much of a chance really whatsoever, any sniff really of winning. So yeah, glad to see that. So yeah, they're my ratings. I'm glad that you guys voted with me as well. For those of you who are watching live, thanks very much for all your help. A massive appreciation. It always does do me. I like getting validated. So in my man of the match matches yours, it does make me feel good. And obviously lots of people giving me advice on what numbers to give as well. If you're looking for more Redmen TV content, in about 15-20 minutes or so, I'm not quite sure yet, when everything's ready, producer Joe will get us ready, we're going to go live with the instant match reaction over on Redmen Plus. So between this show ending and that show starting, if you head on over to the redmentv.com and subscribe to Redmen Plus, you'll be able to watch that show live. We'll be streaming it and it'll be there forever. It'll be available as a video and in podcast form as well. If you can't catch it live, it'll be there forever. So like I say, think about heading over there as well. In terms of watching this video, I appreciate it. Like I say, if you want to give the video a thumbs up, that would be cool. If you want to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well, so make sure that you get to see everything that we ever do. If you press the alert bell as well, you'll get a little notification when we go live with any of our shows, so you'll never have to miss a thing here. Like I say, thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for watching the show. I appreciate your support, and I'll see you all next time. Ta-da. Hey guys, the January transfer window is open, so I'm sure you guys are looking for the latest news. Who's coming to Liverpool, who's going, and all that kind of stuff. Well, we've got you covered on Redmen Plus. Every week in January, we'll have Neil Jones in our studio live for Journo Insight. He will be telling you the comings, the goings, and everything you need to know for this January. How do you watch it? I hear you ask. Very, very simple. Head on over to the redmentv.com and sign up for Redmen Plus.